One of Mr. Trump's first controversial proposals early on in the campaign was to build a wall along the U.S.-Mexican border. He defeated 16 other Republican opponents for the Republican presidential nomination. Now, President-elect Trump will head to the White House. He defeated Hillary Clinton with 279 electoral votes over her 228, despite the fact that Clinton is winning the popular vote. And in light of his victory, searches for "How can I move to Canada?" on Google reportedly spiked more than 350%. Let's bring in new perspective on this with one of Donald Trump's earliest supporters in Central New York. Onondaga County Republican Party Chair Tom Dadey is here for his first live post-election TV interview.
Good to see you, Michael.
Thanks for coming in, and congratulations to you and to the Trump supporters. You're also on Facebook Live. Ever been on Facebook Live before?
I have not. I don't think I have.
That's the little camera over there. We'll take to the internet. You were there last night in New York City.
I was.
Take me through the energy as it went through the night.
Very exciting. You know, I was fortunate enough to be invited down by the campaign as an early supporter, the first county chair in the state to endorse Donald Trump's candidacy back in January. You know, we had 16 candidates. Got down to Donald Trump, had the pleasure to serve on the platform committee at the convention in July. And last night, you know, just being there, watching the returns coming in, the excitement, the enthusiasm was unbelievable. It was a little bit up and down there for a minute, but then
didn't start off awesome, right?
It was a little bit of a rocky road at the beginning, but as things unfolded and it was clear that he was going to win Florida, North Carolina, and Ohio, the focus then turned to Michigan and Pennsylvania. And then Pennsylvania ended up going in the Trump column, which put him over the top to be the next president of the United States.
Watching his speech in person last night, so many people watched it 3 in the morning, you know, with one eye open, but you were there. How was he connecting with the people in the room, and do you think how was he connecting with the folks who were, you know, beyond watching on television?
Folks were excited because I was getting phone calls, texts at 3 o'clock in the morning, being there front and center, not very far from the podium, and listening to him. You know, it was rewarding and it was emotional. I mean, you know, we've put a lot into the campaign. You know, a lot of folks were critical of, you know, supporting him early on.
You've taken personal heat for this, have you not?
I have, but I know it was the right thing for the future of our country. He's a strong leader. He's got a proven track record. We need jobs in this community desperately. He's got a proven record. And to listen to him last night, to listen to Governor Pence introduce him, and then to listen to the next president of the United States, it was great. And he talked about, he was very magnanimous, he was very, you know, unifying, and talked about how he wants to move the country forward. We had an election. It was a knockdown, drag-out primary system that he went through. And then the general election, or with Hillary Clinton, was a knockdown, drag-out fight. And now it's over. And now he needs to govern, and he needs to put his folks in place, the transition that's going to go on between now and January 20th, so he's in a position to govern with a Republican Congress and a Republican Senate. The next 2 years, Republicans, it's up to the Republicans to get things done.
You've been, with your early support for him, that has gotten you access to people who know Donald Trump better than all of the rest of us do. I'm curious, and I want you to put it in perspective, in that perspective as I ask this. There are people in downtown Syracuse right now who are feeling very, very upset. They feel that the rhetoric, they feel that the anti-Muslim rhetoric, the anti-Jewish rhetoric, the anti-gay rhetoric among some of Donald Trump's supporters, it has really, really hurt them. Because you know people who are close to him through this process, what can you say to those folks who feel that they simply don't feel that this man will be a president for them?
I've seen him in a different light. I was fortunate enough a couple of years back when he was thinking of running for governor to be involved in a very small dinner meeting, very engaging, very different, you know, than what you see maybe at a Trump rally. You know, he came to Syracuse, he did a fundraiser for the local party, got to meet with him privately there as well, and have seen him throughout the campaign. He is going to be the president of the United States. The United States of America. It's all of us collectively. It's not, you know, a certain group in this, in our country. We're all in this together, and the problems that we face, whether it's immigration, border security, healthcare reform, getting the economy going, creating jobs, those are all issues that impact all of us.
Why did it get so? It sounds like you're saying that you have seen 2 Donald Trumps.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to know him and see him in a different light. And, you know, people say you measure a guy by the success of his family. And, you know, getting to interact with his kids, Don Jr. and Eric in particular, a little bit as the campaign unfolded, they're wonderful people. And, you know, he's done something right. You know, for all the criticism that he's taken, he's built a very successful company that has created thousands of jobs, and he has a wonderful family that as you're seeing right now on the screen.
Is there a role for you because you were on this Trump train, and I use that term because Sarah Palin's used it and others have used it. You were truly on it. You know, you were if there was a conductor in those early days, it was probably you.
Yeah.
Is there a role for you moving forward with a Donald Trump administration in some way?
You know, that's a decision that if the opportunity presented itself, I would certainly discuss it with my family, my wife. My wife's a very successful healthcare professional. We have 3 young kids in the community. I have a successful independent insurance agency in Janesville. Those are all, you know, that's a discussion that'll be had at a later date if the opportunity presents itself, you know.
Onondaga County GOP Chair Tom Dadey, thanks
you,
for
Michael.
coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it very much here on CBS 5.